Morista everybody. Alexi himself here. Welcome to another live show. It's great to have you here. It's 6th of February. We're already on the second month of the year. Time flies so fast and yeah, but let's not that get into our way. Instead, we will have a fantastic time and I'm here again to hang out with you, help with you with any help you with any questions, um, thoughts, worries you may have about life in Finland, Finnish people, culture, the language maybe. And yeah, so time to kick some ass. And something cool also happened. uh, the Olympic Games have been going on in China, and Finland won their first medal today. Iivo Niskanen won in cross-country skiing, so good stuff happening all in all. We have also some people in the chat. Let me know from where you're joining this show. We have Vicky. Vicky is here from Greece. If I'm not, I should know. I should know this because Vicky is so often joining this. Uh, Streams and interacting on the channel. We have also George is here, Anna is here, Mr. Phantom, Hera Phantom is also here. Yeah, so I know there's a little bit of lag between what I'm saying and the stream, so but yeah, let me know. George is from the UK, Vicky is from Greece. Yes, I remember that correctly. Mr. John is from Monaco. Wow, that's interesting. I would love to visit Monaco one day. Tampere. Tampere is a kick-ass city. I used to lived there and studied there for 6 years around. Definitely, if you guys haven't visited Tampere, do that at some point. Anna is from Poland as well. Norway, Polita Mercedes Vidal. That's amazing. We have also fantastic from India joining today's show. That's great. And I am Alicia. Good stuff. I am Antonio from Spain. Me and my partner will be in Tampere soon. That's amazing. Yeah, Tampere is a kick-ass city. I can tell you that. Moi from Japan. Japan is also a great place. I used to live there for a year. I was an exchange student in 2016. And fun fact, my YouTube channel, this YouTube channel was launched in Japan. So if you go to my channel page, click videos and go through the oldest videos, you can actually sort. There's like an option where you can sort the oldest first. You will find videos where I'm still in Japan. So, but the content was quite different back then. Nora is also more from Greece. I never miss any of your live streams. They're really helpful. We all thank you a lot for doing it. That's great. It's good to hear that these are not in waste or in vain. And just a quick reminder, if you want, if you have any questions you want me to answer, use the form link in the description. So the first link, if you open the description, there's a link, and you can just quickly submit your question there, and I will go through those one by one. I will obviously check out the chat every once in a while, but if you want to make sure that your question will be answered, please use the form. Great enough, obviously, sauna boss hat in use. And I would really love to make an ice swimming video this winter because I wanted to do that for a long time. But time flies so fast, and when the winter comes, and boom, winter is over. Good morning, Alexi. Kuis hurisee. Moi Vietnamista. Kiitos, hyvin hurisee. Toivottavasti myös sulle. Ja Loredanakin pitkästä aikaa kommenteissa. Good to have you here as well. Excellent. We have 30 fantastics on the show, and I think people will join in when they open YouTube and get the notifications maybe. Okay, I'm going to take the first question from the forum, so let's kick some ass. And the question is from Rinhard from South Africa. I think Rinhard also has sent questions before. That's great. He's planning to move to Finland within 5-year range. That's great for working. Also great. And the band Korpiklaani. Korpiklaani is an interesting Finnish band. They have a really nice song called Vodka. You can go listen to that later. And the question is, how are tattoos and piercings seen in Finland in terms of job and society? First of all, thanks for the great question. I think Finland is quite tattoo-friendly and piercing-friendly country. So as long as you don't have like a full face tattoos or full of metal, your face full of metal, I think you are pretty much okay to do any kind of job. So, like for example, in Japan is very like a tattoo, like a unfriendly country. There are, for example, some spas where you cannot go if you have any tattoos. But Finland is not like that. So if you have like a nose piercing, I don't think that's gonna be any problem at all, like in any type of job, in my opinion. How is the things in your country? How tattoos and piercings are perceived in your country? Let me know in the chat because Finland is quite okay. Okay, what do I personally think about piercings and tattoos? Well, I don't really like them to that extent that I would never probably get one myself. But I don't have any against, like if there's a person who has maybe one tattoo in somewhere, that completely okay. But it's just not my thing. But how are tattoos in your country? I would love to hear how they are considered. What is the word? Perceived, maybe. George says very common and popular in the UK. Okay, that's amazing. Mr. Jones says here in Monaco, piercings are a big no. Okay, that's interesting. So we have definitely some big differences here. And ladies Strawberry says Finland is a home country of metal music, so it's got to be okay. Yeah, I guess it would make sense. In Bangladesh, hold on, where's the comment? Maruf says in Bangladesh people would mostly stare. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, okay. Brain reset. So I don't think in Finland people would not stare, in my opinion. And Ansh says, well, having a tattoo is okay, but prohibited to join any government job. Okay, there could be maybe some similar restrictions in Finland, but because I'm not a government guy, I don't know. But I like the general opinion about tattoos is okay, rather okay in Finland. Vicky says in Greece we still have negative stereotypes about this. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Finland has any like negative stereotypes because in Japan, for example, usually the yakuza, like the Japanese mafia people, have like tattoos and they are kind of associated with those, so that's why it's not good. Interesting insights because there can be big differences in different countries and cultures. Also very common and popular here in America. Okay. Excellent stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't really have a tattoo myself. I don't really find any interest in those. Great. So let's take the next question of the form from Firoz. He's Finland. Okay, Firoz from Finland. Amazing. Already living in Finland, working, and Finland is a beautiful country. And the question is, you said one does not need to pay property tax if you're buying housing shares, but the bank said that we have to pay 2% of purchase prices. What is that? Okay, another excellent question. So this is about if you want to buy a home or an apartment in Finland. And this is a good question. Let me open something. Just a second. What is it called? Varainsiirtovero. I'm opening the official information about this topic. Let me just have a moment here. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Not the Pornhub tab. Just kidding. Pornhub is already closed. Transfer tax. Yes. Let me just share my screen. Okay. So, like I've told in my recent videos, that if you buy an apartment, like a block of flats, terraced house, and for example, you are not buying the physical real estate. Instead, you're buying shares of a housing company who owns the physical flats. Okay, for example, here I'm living here in my flat we bought, but we don't own these physical walls and floors. Instead, we own shares of the company, and those shares give us right to control this apartment. And In Finland, we have this kind of dumb tax. It's called transfer tax, varainsiirtovero in Finnish. I can actually write it down here, varainsiirtovero. This is kind of a funny word, to be honest. And so the thing is that if you buy shares in housing company, like we did, you have to pay 2% transfer tax from the debt-free price. So you don't have to pay property tax because we, for example, we don't own property. We only own shares. But when we bought this, we had to pay 2% tax, but actually we hadn't, or we didn't need to, because we were first-time buyers. I can actually show you a website about that. But if you're a first-time buyer, you are exempt from the tax, right? But if you would buy real estate, this would mean, for example, a omakotitalo, like a detached house. Then you usually buy the land and the physical real estate, the physical house. The transfer tax for those is 4%. So if it was 100,000 euro, you would have to pay 4,000 euro in taxes. That's kind of dumb. And in a block of flats, for example, 2,000 euros if it was a 100,000 euro debt-free price. Okay, so how can you get avoid this tax? Let me see, where is the first time buy? Okay, I need to open the ensiasunnon varainsiirtovero. I'm opening another website here, just a second. Open it in English. Great. And then we go here. Okay, first time home buyer. Let me go quickly this, because this is important. If you're planning to buy a home in Finland, you have a chance to avoid the transfer tax. So here are the criteria. Your age is between 18 and 39. To be honest, this is kind of dumb. I don't know why it's limited to 39. Why would you have to buy so soon? And after the purchase, your share of ownership is 50% or more. So if you would buy a home with, for example, 40-60, let's say you have a partner, you buy a home together, you own 40%, your partner owns 60%, then you are not qualified for this because you don't meet this criteria. And the third criteria is you buy the place to use it as your permanent home. So you will use it to live there and not, for example, to rent it for someone. And then the fourth criteria, on the date you sign the contract, you have not been a homeowner previously, at least 50% ownership. And someone said or asked a good question. Okay, what if you own something abroad, like outside of Finland? Well, it turns out that that also counts. So let's say if you're from America and you own the house there, then you're not qualified for this. But then how do the authorities find out that you owned in the past? Well, the thing is that probably they don't. They might ask you some proof, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to prove if you never owned anything or if you don't. But yeah, this is how it works. So that's how the varainsiirtovero and transfer tax works. In your country, if you buy any flats or real estate, is there any similar tax like this? Because in Finland we have. Let me know in the chat. Gaias, miten voit, hyvä ystävä? Kiitos, voin hyvin. Toivottavasti sullakin kuuluu hyvää. What is the cheapest place in Finland to buy housing? Well, capital region is kind of expensive, but if you buy anywhere from the other big cities, then it's cheaper. But if you buy from like like somewhere in middle of nowhere, the price is probably very low. But it can also mean that the price will keep dropping because there's no one. It's very difficult to have it sold. Yes, so that's about the transfer tax. I know it's kind of annoying that you have to pay tax because it makes it more difficult to buy because there's another like a piece of like another payment you have to pay in order to buy a home. I'll just wait a second because there's probably a little bit of lag between the stream and like in the stream basically. Okay, George says in the UK we have something called stamp duty, which is essentially a purchase tax. It's based on the purchase. Okay, so it's pretty much the same. I think it used to be called leimavero in Finnish, which means stamp tax. So it's pretty much the same. A quick question from Austin: how much cheaper from Tampere? Well, it depends. There's so many factors that affect the price, but you can go make the research yourself. There's a website called Etuovi. What's it called? Etuovi.com. And I actually made a video like how to buy a home in 10 steps. I also showed this there, so you can also check it out from there in case you're interested. Okay, let's take the next question from Antonio David from Spain, moving to Finland within a year for studies, and I will be able to study quantum computing there, and it's a great country with one of the best press, democracy, and economic freedom in the world. Amazing. Very good to hear that. And the question is, if a girl is texting you or meaning you, how fast can I expect it? How fast can I expect it to get into something more close, like a relationship? What about friendship? I texted Finnish people and they always look cold and not interested. Okay, that's an interesting question. Okay, let's talk about relationship things. So, okay, there can be definitely individual differences here, but based on my experience, there is kind of like a dating phase. So dating in Finnish means that you're just seeing someone, but you're not exclusive. And that phase can last maybe from, let's say, 2 weeks to 3 months. And during that period, you will decide if you want to become exclusive or not, or you basically establish like, okay, what you are just casually meeting, or is it going to be developing the series? But yeah, probably from the first date, you can kind of see where it's going. So if there's a lot of chemistry, you get along well, there's also some like kissing and these kind of things, then it's a good sign. And so I would take, at least from my experience, I usually date someone, it means seeing someone for at least a few months, because I want to make sure that we really get along well, and do I get along with her friends, and do we really share similar values in many kind of things, for example, financially. So let's say if I'm a quite moderate spender, if she spends a lot of money on kind of not so necessary stuff, that could be a red flag. But it can take a while, but but you should also notice it in the beginning. And what about friendship? Well, that's actually an interesting question. Yeah, I mean, if you get along well, you both hang out frequently, let's say a few times a month, and you have common interests, then I think it's kind of natural, in my opinion. Do you have any other insights you've seen with Finns? Let me know, because this can be, like I said, this can be very individual. There can be lots of differences and so on. I'm gonna open the window just a second. Because with this sauna hat, it gets a bit hot here. Let me see if there's any comments related to this. Easy Finnish says, hieno hattu, kiitos. Sain veljeltä synttärilahjaksi. Niin mä ajattelin, että voisi tätä käyttää näissä striimeissä. Yeah, but I know with Finns it can be a little bit challenging, but I think communication is the key, and kind of using common sense. If both parties are actively participating in the conversation and proposing stuff, then it's a good sign. Hessu is also here. Moi Hessu. Yeah. Okay, but just another example. If I'm on a first date, I met a girl, let's say on Tinder, or I met her somewhere, we got exchanged numbers. I don't really try to message a lot because, like, there's a joke that Finns don't need like pen pals, or like not Finns, but people don't need pen pals if they're like on Tinder or something. So I might just exchange a few messages, kind of throw something funny there, see if they pass the vibe check, and then I just suggest some activity because I believe that's the real way to get to know someone instead of writing. And on the first date, if I'm really into her and things proceed quite well, in my opinion, it's good move to go for a kiss at least on the first date. Because that's what I believe. Like dating between two person, if there's chemistry and also like flirting goes well, sexual chemistry, then always go for the kiss. That's what I would would advise. Comment from Guy: Do you think that the fact that you're a foreigner can help you with Finnish women? I think so, in the sense that you are exotic in Finland, because I've heard from, let's say, from some Finnish women that Finnish guys are boring. They're not really like gentlemen. They're not really proactive. And whereas foreign guys, they're more like outgoing, social, well behaving. Then sure, definitely. And like I mentioned many times, in Finland there's no competition because no one is approaching anyone. So definitely. And Lady Shrubber says also that with the friendship relationship stuff, it's all about the spark. It's either there or it isn't. That's very true. But taking the first step always helps. Also true. Even if you get rejected, at least you know. Yeah, very wise words. I think it's important to learn to get rejected in life because then you will take up opportunities, and if they don't work out, then afterwards you don't feel like, ah, shit, I should have done, or ah, shit, I should have talked to that girl, or these kind of things. Great. Let's take the next question from the forums. Let me just format this a little bit. And the question is from Ansh from India, moving to Finland within a year for studies and weather and forest. Spark of interest, awesome. The question is scopes of cybersecurity job in Helsinki, growth of cybersecurity jobs in Helsinki. Well, I'm not really a cyber security specialist myself, but I would kind of categorize this under IT to some extent. And we have some cybersecurity companies. I know at least two. One is called F Secure, and then another is called Nixu, like Nixu. And I would believe it's a thing of the future because the technology keeps developing, and at the same time, we also have to make sure that all the new technologies are also safe and secure. So I would say it's not a bad choice at least. But that's all I can say. Yes. Oops, I almost forgot the comments there. Uh, Still a question about the dating stuff. What are some strong pickup lines? I think just hi. That works always the best. Like that works well. It's like a idiot proof in a sense because you can use it everywhere. Sometimes, like what now, someone might ask, okay, what do you say after that? Then I've just said like, hey, it's kind of a little bit random, but I saw you and I thought you were like an interesting person. I wanted to come to say hello. Yeah, something like that works. Jaakko has also a good comment here. It's important to learn to get rejected. Maybe if the first 500 rejections feel bad, but eventually your skin grows thicker and you will save money. Perfect. Listen to this. This guy knows, and it's true. Whether it's dating, jobs, friends, you name it. Because before I was a full-time YouTube dude, I used to work in sales, And at sales, I got rejected all the time. So I also made a lot of cold calls. And someday I made maybe 50 phone calls or 40 phone calls and maybe got 4 bookings. So I tried to book meetings. And yeah, so the more you approach, the more you do, the more you may also get rejected, but the higher your chances will be to find someone awesome. Okay. Next question from Alicia from Thailand. Awesome. Planning to move to Finland within 5 years range for studies and full of introverts. I love it. Awesome. That sounds so great. And the question is how to make friends with Finns both online at some places, clubs. Well, okay, this is a good transition because we were already talking about this. Well, my first tip is to approach as much as possible. Open conversations, say hello, strike up conversations, because if you don't do that, then you have no chance to meet anyone. And like I've said many times, Finns are not really, they don't really approach or open conversations that much, but it doesn't mean that they're not open to meet new people. And when it comes down to meeting physically, start with places where you go regularly. Maybe it's at your work or maybe at your hobbies or maybe in the bus sometimes. I know bus is kind of risky. I've also tried that sometimes with moderate success rate. If you go to bars and clubs, that's also great because they are more like social. They have more like a social setting by default. But yeah, get a hobby. That's probably the easiest way. And if you can find any online communities around the topic again, maybe a Discord server or maybe a Facebook group. I see almost every week, for example, there's a Helsinki Facebook group, Tampere Facebook group, and I see almost every week like, hey, I just moved here and looking for people to meet. Would anyone want to go for a walk or coffee? And I always see like people replying to those type of posts. But yeah, my number one advice, pro tip, power tip, be active, take action. And yeah, Anna D says wise words, drink vodka. Yeah, well, it's not necessary, but I guess it helps. It's like the lubricant, you know. Interesting. Yeah, public sauna also. Like the less close Finns wear, the more social they get. I've seen this so many times when I've gone to public saunas or the swimming pools. There's always people having small talk in the sauna when people are naked. Can you guys believe that? Oh my goodness. Great. Just a quick check at the chat before there's always a little bit of lag. So just when I go to the next question, then someone just said a great comment to the discussion, and then I'm gonna have to go back and forth. Antonio says, I see there is this going, so I will ask, is it true that Finnish are most of times totally open for sex if there's alcohol? I checked it most open country when it comes to sex. Okay, this is an interesting question. Well, let's just say that the dating culture is quite open and liberal in Finland. And for example, things like sex and one night stands and these casual relationships, friends with benefits, are not considered as like a taboo or like a bad thing. It's like a modern thing. But that doesn't mean that Finns would be easy, that they would just sleep with everyone they see. Not really. But yeah, I mean, if two people get along well and they're mutually consenting, I don't see why not. And I guess the alcohol will contribute to this scientific phenomenon in a positive way. But yeah, I that's what I think. Great. Okay, let's move to the next question from the form. We have lots of questions coming in. That's great. Next question is from GT from Japan. Konnichiwa. Chaneru ja Yokosa. And okay, I assume this person was from Japan, so just trying to brush up my Japanese here. Moving to Finland within a year for working and sisu, number one. Spark of interest, sugoi. Question is, I saw some very cheap apartments like 3H for around 20k euro in Uusimaa area. Why is that? Does it mean something wrong with the apartment? Okay, I have one possible explanation, is that this is probably not a true ownership apartment. Instead, because we have actually two other ways of owning an apartment. There's this osaomistusasunto, which means like a part ownership, and then there is a right of occupancy type of living, like a form. And in this type of living, you just pay like 20k and you get the right to live in that place. And I think when you move out, you will get the money back. To be honest, I don't know the system entirely, but you can also find these types of apartments in Finland. So I think that's the word. So if you really want to buy, like really buy, you want to make sure that you click the omistusasunto. So omistusasunto means like you actually own the apartment. I think I should study this topic because this actually comes up every once in a while. Yep, but that's probably the reason. There's a question about Finland or Japan. Unfortunately, I cannot really answer to this because I don't know the job situation in Japan or in terms of this. So, can't really answer to this, unfortunately. Could one join local pesäpallo teams if you're not from Finland? And there are these like a hobby. There's like this mikä se on puulaaki. So this there are these bottom level leagues where you don't have to be a pro, but you can still play against other teams. So I think you can definitely join that type of team. My friends, for example, play in such team. They're playing like the 6th highest league or something. So I think that should work. Great. Let's take a next question from the forums. But before that, some vodka. Just getting some water. Next question is from Polita Mercedes Vedal from Norway. Good stuff. Moving to Finland within 3 years for working, and the language and the country. Sparks of interest, amazing. And the question is, I really want to move to Finland within 2 years or at least a year and a half, but is it easy to get a job? I'm about to turn 23 soon, and because of COVID, I haven't been able to work so much as I am the risk group, and I was taking a bit over a year to find a new job in Norway. Well, it really depends what are your skills and what type of work you're looking for. So, but I think if you would really want to start something easy, maybe work at a restaurant or like some people do like this delivery jobs also, because it doesn't really need the language. But yeah, it really depends what you can do. I don't think it's impossible to get a job, but I mean, it really depends what kind of prospects you're looking to. Looking over here. Well, and because you're moving from Norway, there's less bureaucracy as well. So in that sense, it's more easy to actually work here. But yeah, I mean, I think what you should do is just find out like what you're interested in, what you're good at, and then maybe research a little bit about the Finnish job market. I think that could get you started. Yeah, vodka works on Sundays especially. Okay. Let's take a next question from Rana from Penang, Malaysia. That's amazing. Moving to Finland within a year for working and just got the first job opportunity from a European country. Congrats. Amazing. The questions, any recommendations on Indian groceries in Oulu or online groceries delivery? We do have this like these international food stores, and I think Google will help you. Let me just try to do a quick search. Indian grocery store. Okay, let me just try Helsinki. Let me just see. I do get some results here. What about Oulu? I'm just doing. I'll just do quickly before I show you Asian market. Yes, I think there should be. There's Indian grocery stores in Finland. There's even a website for this. So I think yes. It seems like there are. But yeah, because again, I don't really. I don't use those stores myself, so I don't have personal experience. But it seems there could be there are those types of stores. Whew. Since my brain isn't really working because I need to look at the camera, the questions, the comments, and think at the same time. Just can't do it. Yeah, Hessu is also giving some good advice. Before making a choice, you need to research a lot the job market. Yes, I think that's a great choice because basically if you find a job, it means that your potential employer is ready to invest in you. And if there's no demand of the skills that you have, then it's difficult to find a job. Just to put it very simply. Craig is also here. Hope you got your online banking working. Yes. Let's take a next question from the forums from Sri Parasad from Sri Lanka. That's amazing. Moving to Finland within a year for studies and education, spark of interest. And the question is, tell me about Lappeenranta city and part-time opportunity. Also current COVID situation of Finland. Okay, I don't really know much about Lappeenranta. I have only been there once, and that was for a student party. But they have the university there. That's probably where you're going to study. And I can't really tell about part-time jobs because I don't really know about the city there. But my friend Oliver from Road to Finnish, he has made a video about part-time jobs for students. Video. I think I've recommended before. I strongly recommend to watch that video. I can show that quickly. Road to Finnish part-time jobs. Yeah, I made the same query before. Or even I have made a video about it. I didn't remember that. I'm just gonna.
In this video, I will address.
Just gonna quickly show that to you. So this is oops. So Oliver from Road to Finnish YouTube channel. Okay, he has made an excellent video about this topic. Listen to that dude. He knows the best about these things. Okay, so at an average coffee shop, how many different options are there usually for coffee wise? I'm wondering how much I need to learn to become a barista. There is well, I don't know much about coffees myself, but I think these are all learnable. I mean, it shouldn't be really that hard. And I've also heard that these type of people are in demand, especially in the restaurants. So maybe a good choice. Yeah, Oliver is good because he makes videos specifically for students and like career opportunities in Finland. quick look at the chat. What about sustainability or environmental fields? I cannot see any job offer this. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know, unfortunately, because I have never worked or studied in this field. So, but I guess you're correct that it's probably more and more important in the future. Is there any channel for investments in Finland? There is actually one channel. What is it called? Nordic Finance. Just a second. Yeah, Nordic Finance or Finance. These are two Finnish guys. They make videos in English, and this, for example, complete videos about taxes in Finland, how to get started with Nordnet. Nordnet is like this Nordic investment, like a platform, how to save more money in Finland. So this could be, I can link it in the comments. Yeah, they do. I think they make videos every month, so it should be helpful at least to some extent. Let's see, where was I? Is there any other channel? I don't think so. I don't think there are English making videos, at least. Do you know anything about the laws in regarding hunting with hawks? Unfortunately, I don't know, but I think you should be able to find this. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's in English. Hunting in Finland. Okay, let me just. I do find some. The hunters. Yeah, there is some websites definitely from the official organizations as well. I would maybe just start with Google first, then like hunting in Finland, and then just research what you can find. Okay, let's take a next from the forum from George from the UK. Good to have you, George. Moving to Finland within a year for working, and I was looking for a cool country to move to. Fantastic. And the question is, there has been a talk of Finland possibly joining NATO. How do people generally feel about this possibility? One of my main criteria that helps me choose Finland is that has been so far opposed for joining NATO. I know there is collaboration with NATO members, and that's different. Okay, so the NATO thing, this is the reason why it's a difficult topic is because of Russia, because we neighbor with Russia, and obviously Russia does not want that Finland joins NATO. Obviously, this situation with Ukraine has kind of made people think about this more deeply, and I think there has been like these polls. Let me see if I can find something. Finland, NATO. Let me see if I can find anything quickly. Yeah, I think I saw some polls on the news about this, but I think it's kind of like a 40-60 or something. But that's just a very random number. I cannot really confirm it, but yeah, it's a tough call. What do I think about it? Well, I think I cannot really make any statement yet because I would probably have to kind of weigh the options. Very like, is it what are the pros and cons and these kind of things. Similar reason why Finland is not in Scandinavia. No, this is just like a geographical thing. I don't think, to be honest, I don't know why Finland is not part of Scandinavia, but I think it's just like someone just told, okay, these countries are part of Scandinavia. It's I don't think Russia has anything to do with that. Qualifications for Finnish citizenships. I have a blog on my website about this, so if you just go alexhimself.com, you can find it there, and I think they're still valid. Yeah, but then, yeah, the NATO thing, it's a tough one. Don't really know how it's gonna go with that. Let's take a next question from Rana from Penang, Malaysia. Okay, next question from Rana. So he's following his wife to Finland, and the question is, how long would it be for DVV to be ready for a family member of Finnish resident permit? Okay, so DVV is the organization that registers the residency. And maybe this question is about the processing times. Well, let's go to DVV's website and find it out. I think we have done this a few times, but it's not a problem. dvv.fi. Share my screen. Okay. Let's turn it to English. And here we see processing times of customers' applications and author requests. Let's open that one. And let's go registration of foreigners, also family relationships, 10 weeks. So that's 10 weeks according to the up-to-date information. We have updated this on 13th of January. So unfortunately, it's still quite a long while. But what was the question? Let's see. Medical healthcare benefit. You can also go to Kela. So if you get the Kela card, Kela is like the social security, because this DVV and Kela, they make different decisions. So they're not kind of like joint. So of course you want to go to DVV as soon as possible, but then also go to Kela. So if you can get the Kela card sooner than in the 10 weeks, then that will help. Oh crap, I think my mouse just ran out of battery, but luckily this is like a super mouse. If I charge this for like 1 minute, then it will have like 1 hour live. Just a second. So I just have to keep it there for a while. And because my laptop is closed, like it's like closed. And if I would open it, then it would open another screen and all this would start blinking in a like it kind of goes bonkers in a second. But yeah, so DVV, 10 weeks. But if you're kind of worried about the medical healthcare stuff, then also go to Kela. Kela is the social security, because if you have the Kela card, then that is kind of like then you can use the public healthcare also with that. Also, the DVV decision will help you with the medical, get the healthcare benefit, but before that, you can also go to Kela. And you should always do both, whatever your case is. Can I even... Okay, I think 1 minute is almost past. I hope. Yeah, let me get my mouse. No, still not working. What is going on? My mouse ain't working. Did I have my... Nothing is working. What's going on? Oh, there's my cursor, but it's still not moving. But my stream is working. I can see the... What's going on? No. What's happening? Because my keyboard is not working. Not wrong. What is going on? Okay, now I need to open the... Okay, this is working. My touchpad is working. Okay, so my touchpad is working. We're back in business. Okay, no problemo. But yeah, that's how the stuff works with the DVV. I know that, like, some people say that there's a lot of bureaucracy in Finland, but I think it's only because in the beginning. Like, once you get everything done, you're gonna learn the ropes. Then it kind of gets easy with the red tape. Okay, Evelina's also here. Moi. Websites for detached houses, Etuovi and Oikotie. You can use the tutorial video I made about buying apartments. Let's see if my keyboard... Okay, keyboard is working, or is it? It seems on my Bluetooth stuff stopped working all of a sudden. That's superbly weird. Because I'm using a Bluetooth mouse and a Bluetooth keyboard, and suddenly they went out of order. But yeah, no problem. Let's take a next question from the forum. Let's see, I need to do a little bit of... Yeah, next question is from Dallas from the United States, moving to Finland within 3 years, and remigration Finnish descent. Okay, that's great. We actually have quite a few of these fantastics who have Finnish roots. And his grandparents were Finnish and quite patriotic, so the connection was always present. That's great to hear. And the question is, in the USA, I'm a corporate data analyst. In Helsinki, what would be a decent salary for a typical office job? Well, the good news is that this is a type of job that is most likely in demand in Finland. And I think just go make some market research. For example, you could go on LinkedIn, and there is like a jobs section, and then just type in data analyst, and you should be able to find listings with the salary. I would think they would start at least with 5,000 euro gross, maybe, like the starting salary. But yeah, it really depends, like what kind of stuff is it, and what's your experience, and so on. Moi just got here when you started to have technical problems. Yeah, well, I kind of partially solved them, so things are operating at least for now. Bluetooth needs a dentist, definitely. Yeah, I mean, really, really weird stuff. Let me just see if I could have also probably pushed something that deactivated my Bluetooth from my computer, but I'm not really sure. Ah, fuck, no, still not working. Okay, let's just go the manual way. Let me just see. At least your camera and mic are working. Okay, that's great. Hello from Sweden. Willkommen till livestream. Katsotaan. Okay, yeah, it's just a quick reminder again, if you want to send your questions to me, I have like another screen here. You can use the form in the description. So there's like this link where you can just type in, and I will go through those one by one. And yeah, by the way, let's do a quick survey. Let's say, what type of content would you like me to do next or in 2022? Let me know, because I'm always trying to learn more about you and your everyday life, your maybe challenges, pain points, these kind of things you may have, and where I could help with content, videos, blog posts, Instagram stuff. Let me know. There's no really right or wrong answer. So let me know in the chat. What would you like to? What would you like? And meanwhile, I'll try to get my stuff working. Maybe let's see if I'll just put this here. I'm just gonna open my Bluetooth. Meanwhile, okay, things seems to be working. Bluetooth is turned off. Okay, that explains it why it's not working. So I turned off the Bluetooth for some reason. How do I turn it on? Oh, crap. Second. Awkward. 5 out of 5. Yep, so, okay, so I was correct. I turned off the Bluetooth, but how do I turn it on? I think I've never had this problem before. Bluetooth. Let me just try to troubleshoot this quickly. Device not necessary. Okay, whatever. I cannot get it to work, but I can use my trackpad and keyboard now. I think you can get some inspiration from Easy German channel. It's only for learning the language, but I think you can get some good ideas. Yeah, I watched the channel and they make like these street interviews. I have also done those in the past, but to be honest, I don't know if I was to continue those, I would probably maybe start the second channel where I would do those exclusively, because it's kind of like a different type of content, but it's a good idea. Education and schools, good stuff. Opening a business in Finland. I have done like a basic video about that. Strange Finnish foods. That's fun idea. Some suggestion for content. One, how to build your own mökki or sauna. That's very advanced stuff, but good idea. How to win a rally race during winter. Finnish food nobody knows. Favorite Finnish foods from Finns. Those food videos could be doable. I have done those in the past as well. More walkabouts. I think I should maybe next week for next week's stream I could do like this walkabout, perhaps in other cities and places of interest. Yeah, it's a good idea. Probably I should start doing those. It's been a while since I've done one. And Hesso says correct. Scandinavia is a geological definition. Finland isn't part of it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. Interest more about Lapland. Okay, well, my friend Varpu from her Finland, she has made a good video, good blogs about Lapland at least. Lappeenranta is a good city to study and work. Well, at least study should be okay because they have the university there, at least. Don't know much about working, to be honest, because I have never lived there myself, and I don't really know the job opportunities. How are pets treated in Finland? Oops, where's the comment here? How are pets treated in Finland? It's hard to find pet-friendly apartment. I think Finland is a very pet-friendly country, and I think maybe 60 or 70% of the apartments are like non-pet friendly apartments, but many of these apartment hunting sites have like a criteria where you can tick like pet friendly. So, and then you can find this. I don't think it's difficult to find. For example, these big housing companies like Sato and Lumo, I think most of their apartments are pet friendly. And the question, can you share about YouTube money stuff? No, because I'm a Finn. I don't like to talk about money. So I'm at least now I'm not going to disclose that. Yeah, super weird. So I somehow deactivated the Bluetooth on my computer, and I don't know how to turn it back, but at least my trackpad and this is good that it, for example, that this didn't happen when I'm running like an important webinar or something like that. Then would have been kind of awkward. Yes. Okay. Let me see. There's a question: can I keep a pet tiger in Finland? At least not at home. I think. If you would own a property, then probably yes. But yep. Okay. Let's take next comment from the chat. No, not from the chat, the forum. And again from Rana from Penang, Malaysia. And the question is, what kind of job roles offer pay scales of 120k euro per year? Wow, that's a lot of money. I mean, the median, the average salary is, I mean, I think the median or average, I think it's maybe 3,000 euros a month, something like that. So if you multiply that by 12, so that's 30. I think average 40k a year. So that we're talking about a job that pays 3 times more of the average. So you can probably tell that you have to be a very specialized guy or girl in some very specific field to get that kind of salary. Okay, I think the prime minister makes 14k a month. So that's a little bit of more than 120k, but I think that will give you an idea how much big of a money we're talking about. I mean, if you're like an executive at the corporate, in some corporate field, or you're a very successful sales person, because in sales you can definitely make, there's no like a ceiling how much you can make. But we are talking about very, very lucrative jobs over there. So will this stream will be available after? Yes, you can watch the replay. Are there internship jobs after master's studying? I would assume so. It really depends where you're studying. Marco is also saying my salary is about 30K a year. Yeah, so I mean 120K. That's you also pay quite a bit of taxes from that, but we're talking about some very high end stuff. Good vodka. Yeah, I'm still very confused about the Bluetooth stuff. Oh, and it's been already 1 hour since we started the stream. Wow. Okay, thanks for the ideas, by the way, for the content. And another question to you is, what do you think about these live streams? I've done these like Q&A types of things. These are kind of, let's say, easy. I'm not sure if I should say easy, but because I can just, it's kind of like not set and forget, but it's very easy for me to set up. And I've been doing this Q&A. You can send questions in the chat, in the forum. And I've also done this walking live streams. But is there anything else you would like to do, like me to do on these live streams? Because I think these are kind of fun, because I like this interactive element, and I also get to know you better and these kind of things. For example, one option could be that I could choose like a topic. It's like I actually once did a stream where we exclusively focused on buying an apartment. So I did that. We could do like a dating live stream, because everyone's always so interested about dating, including myself. Like it's as a topic. But yeah, and also those walking live streams. I will do those more, because you actually get to see Finland instead of my crappy studio here and these kind of things. But yeah, let me know if what do you think about these streams, and if you have any ideas. Hey, Gal is also here. Hey, Alex, you joined the stream in social events with Finnish students. How would you suggest to making them open up? I tried doing the first one, but didn't get much response in 2 different events. What kind of social event was it? Was it like in a bar or a club? Because I think students are the most kind of like outgoing and like the easiest to make friends with, because they're kind of like they're young, and they usually speak good English, and they're kind of open up into new stuff. But I would say keep doing more, because maybe you just had bad luck with these two events. I mean, when I was a young wild student back in the days, single, I used to go to talk to a lot of girls, but I also got lots of rejections. Maybe in some parties I got rejected from left, right, and center. But yeah, but then eventually I also met some cool ladies who wanted to talk to me and that kind of stuff. So outside, not activity focused. Okay. But yeah, like we talked earlier, just keep approaching, keep opening, and also maybe if it's possible, you can also ask some other things like, okay, what would they advise you to do? But the number one general advice that I can always give is just keep approaching. Yeah, dating is a hot topic. How about you do a live stream from a restaurant? That's actually this is an interesting idea. I could try to lead some free food from restaurants in exchange doing a live stream. This could work. Please go camping. Another interesting idea. show about the Freedom Convoy Finland. Yeah, so this is like a demonstration where like a group of people blocked the main district in Helsinki city center, and they even said like wagons with saunas there, and police had to kind of use force to like to get things back in control. Very weird stuff. Vicky says I find this informative. Okay, interesting. I like them. Maybe it would be good if you think it's worth time to write in the comments or somewhere where appears some more interesting questions, so you can go directly after. I don't really. I think I didn't understand this one. Maybe if you can elaborate more. Austin says this is fine. If I see this again, especially with a name like this live stream, I will join again. Yeah, maybe I should make more like a enticing titles, like maybe okay, this is just like a just for example, like a little bit joke, like suck less and success more in Finland, and then with the funny thumbnail. Maybe I don't know. I don't want to be too like on YouTube. You need to have a little bit of clickbait, just a little bit of clickbait in order to get the click, because there's so much competition nowadays. Yeah, so I mean, you can always think it in this way that if someone rejects you, then think it in that way that it's their loss. They didn't want to meet a cool person like you. Their loss. Let's go to the next one. No, I need to close the window before I lose my voice. Just gonna. Okay, yeah. Just still wondering about the Bluetooth thing. Please show us what's going on. I think you can also find it on the news. I've been just like following it randomly. I'm not like super interested. Okay, let me just see if I can use my Finland. What if I just put images? Do I see what's happening? Okay, there is some stuff. Okay, maybe this will help. Let me just. Oh, this is so awkward when I'm using the. Okay, so you can see what kind of stuff has been happening here. Police break up convoy Finland protest, and then they had this, and this is probably not from that. Yeah, that's not it. But so you can see there's a lot of people protesting here. So these protests are about the corona restrictions and the increase of the gasoline price. This is also how it looked there. A lot of people, and there was a wagon. Yeah, look at this. Or is this from Finland, by the way? No, I know this is not about. That was probably from Sweden. Yeah, a lot of police going on. Yeah, but if you just Google about convoy Finland, you can find kind of what kind of stuff has been going on there. Yes, okay. What's that thing with the background? It's like this hue light, I think. I can actually change the colors and everything. So it's just there for show. Oh, come on. What did I do? Numlock off. Do a live stream on a cruise. That's a fun idea. Like these cruises are like a Finnish thing, but I think the reception could be kind of bad there. But still, yet funny idea. How common are shared apartments? Likelihood of obtaining one as a foreigner on the work. It depends what you mean by shared apartments. Do you mean that you're sharing the apartment with someone else? I think they're quite common, especially for students. I mean, when I was a student, I used to live in two shared apartments. I think they're common. You can definitely find those. Short Finning hiking trails like Nuuksio, definitely a good idea. Live stream in April when you join us in Lapland and the Mökki. Great idea. Yet another great idea. Yeah, there's some lot of the Hill people. They want to drop the restrictions for COVID. They're all reactionary political protests taking inspiration from Canadian Americans. Okay, actually, I didn't know the last one. This is actually a fun idea. I've been thinking about using this Kahoot. This is like a quiz platform. So I could make like a quiz about like a Finland related stuff. And then you can also participate with knowledge that you can obtain from it. Actually, that's a fun idea. Like how many on how many videos Alexius appeared naked. Okay, maybe not like that, but yeah, I should probably look into that. How about doing a live stream together with other people? Could be a vid live podcast. Another good idea, and I think and actually I may, I might be brain vision. I may be doing something like this soon, but I'll be in touch about that later. Okay, now I get it. So I can make timestamps. Yeah, that's a good idea, and I think last time there was someone who actually made the timestamps for me in the comments. So if there's anyone who can be the hero without the cape and help me with this, that would be great. Not necessary, not absolutely necessary, but I mean you can just find the timestamps of the topic what we talked about, then put it in the comment, and yeah, so that would be great. You could interview someone from the audience to meet you, define a topic, and do a live stream about it. Yeah, this is a good idea, and I've been also thinking about like a podcast. I think this type of content would be great for podcast, but because there's already so many things like the YouTube, then I'm doing some stuff on Instagram, and I mean even if I'm doing this full time, it's like the days go so fast. It's incredible, like when you're just trying to run everything by yourself. Can you make a video about nightlife? That's an interesting video. I mean, when the restrictions are lifted, I would definitely like to do a video about this. Juhannus live stream. Yeah, this is a fun idea as well. Usually, I'm just doing this with my friends and stuff, but it's a little bit maybe uncomfortable having my friends appear on the video because they're a little bit shy about this. But yeah, it's still a good, nevertheless, a good idea. Hey Alex, have you considered rebranding to make it easier to be discovered and identified faster by newcomers with Finland, even adding videos about into Finland and the channel name? The channel name is, I think, currently Alex himself videos about Finland. Or maybe I didn't understand the question, but yeah, at least on YouTube, it's Alex himself videos about Finland. Yeah, like a nightlife live stream, that would be great, indeed. Let me check the form if there's anything. Rana says Oops, just a second. Yeah, let's take a few more questions from the forum. It's again from Rana from Penang, Malaysia. And the question is how, thanks for answering the queries. How easy would it be to find 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments and houses for rent and purchase? Price range, how would be open to be purchased by expats? Home loan interest rate, sorry, club too many in a single question. It's 2 a.m. here and I'd be keen to hear from you. Okay, excellent. Again, if you go watch my video, like how to buy a home in 10 steps, I think you will get an idea how to find the answer to all of these questions. So I did that like a few weeks ago. So definitely go check it out. And I think that should help. Okay. Yeah, it was Alex himself like at first, but then I mean it's been a while since I added like Alex himself. It's about Finland. Okay, one more question from George from UK, and the question is, what is Finland's attitude towards personal electric transport such as electric unicycles, e-scooters, e-bikes? Is there any issue with law legislation? No, I think they're increasing all the time. Like people have these e-scooters and e-bikes, especially, and e-cars or EVs, I think they're called. I don't think there's any law stuff with like any law stuff. I think they're increasing all the time, in my opinion. Okay, excellent. I think this is a good opportunity to wrap up this stream. I know this I'm losing my voice because I kept the window open for too long. But thank you for joining the stream. I hope this gave you any value. Thanks for all the suggestions for improvements as well, and make sure to check out the description for further resources. There's like a quick start guide for learning Finnish, and if you're moving to Finland soon, there's like this masterclass replay you can also watch. I had last year. And make sure to follow me on Instagram as well. You can also send me DMs. That's the best way to reach out to me. And yeah, thanks for being fantastic and stay fantastic. And I think we will have a new video next week. So see you then. Good night. Moi moi. Nähdään. Ciao.